What's up, everybody? Unrested back again. Right now I am actually currently at a station waiting for my train, and I thought while I'd do that I'd go ahead and catch up on a couple questions I got from the transportation video talking about trains and asking me a couple more questions about trains. I've only got about 7 minutes till my train gets here, so I'm going to try and fill it in while I talk about that. So the questions I had were, when I get to Japan, what trains will I know to use? How will I know what to use? How will my job tell me what to use? And how will I know what local trains are around me? And I guess this is coming more so from people in the States where there's not actually a lot of subways and trains to actually use, because I myself, I was from Florida, obviously no subways there, and the only trains were ones that were taking you to another state. So I had actually almost never used a train. I think maybe 3 times in my whole life before I came to Japan, and now here in Japan I use it non-stop every day. So when I first got here, I actually lived really close to my job and didn't have to take a train, but right away my first job, as I've told you many times, was Nova, and that job was gone quite quickly, and quite quickly I had to find a job which had to use a train. That job was about 4 or 5 stations down, so pretty easy for me. What you're going to do is you're just going to head out to your local Eki station, and once you get there, bullet train going by there. Once you get there, you will have a map that's going to show you how every single train connects, and once you get on your train you will see and hear usually connections, norekaeru, okay? And usually here in Osaka you're going to probably hear it in English too if it's one of the local city trains. So it'll probably tell you where different stops connect to other trains too. So if you've seen your stop on the map before you start taking the train, you'll know where to get off and make your transfer. I think this is pretty much common sense for anyone who's ever used a train in any country or a subway in any other country. It pretty much works the same way. I would say even having been to New York and seeing the maps of trains there, it is almost completely identical. Other than that, the other thing you're going to look for is when taking longer trips such as a Shinkansen, or should I say bullet train, out to Tokyo, you're going to stop by your station and you can go there days ahead and buy your ticket. You're looking at about, from Osaka to Tokyo, a $200 ticket just for one way. And that trip only takes 2 hours. Now, of course, you can also take a night bus too, which is only about 8,000 yen, much cheaper, but that's going to take you, like it's, as it's called, all night. It's going to go all through the night, and that's, I mean, you've got to be able to endure cramped little seats on a bus for 8 hours. Some of my students are coming, so I got to take a break for a second. Well, what's up? I didn't actually get to finish my video because some students showed up, and I can't continue to videotape because of privacy laws here in Japan. If you have students who are under 20 years old, 20 being a legal adult in Japan, you really shouldn't be putting them on camera because you can actually get into a lot of trouble. So one rule of thumb I always use is never ever to videotape any of my students and to turn off the camera right away if should I ever see any of them. Nonetheless, that is trains in Japan, and I hope that gives you a pretty good idea of what to expect. If you have any more questions about them or how they do work, you should be okay for asking Eki manager or the station managers how exactly they work. Otherwise, I'm Unrested. This is JFAQ. I'll see you next time.